So this is the How to Make Millions on the Phone webinar. Uh, the telephone, guys. So the telephone, just like Johnny said earlier, was made first used to save time, and the average person makes 8 calls a day, 250 calls per month. Um, the important part about this slide that made sense to me is, okay, if you guys are door knocking, foreclosures, or you're looking for distressed properties, there's only so many of those properties you can do each day. And the thing that just made sense to me is it's like, if you want to master sales, the fastest way to master sales is going to be on the phone because you have more chance happenings. You just have way more at bats to be able to do everything you're doing. And through that, through those repetitions, it's just like playing a video game. You're playing the video game, you're playing the shooting game, you die, you get to try again. You die, you get to try again. That's the phone call. Or even it's you're playing with a slot machine. Every time you dial somebody, there might be $10,000 or $20,000 on that phone call. So I don't like playing. I mean, I don't like playing with my money anymore. I'd rather just be on the phone, and it might be a $20,000 or $30,000 deal or $50,000 deal, and that's what I would say. So 85% express dissatisfaction in receiving a phone call. Well, what's important about that? That means most people are messing up with their greeting, or they don't know how to talk to people. And you have all these people that are giving you scripts where they're just talking for 40 seconds, and then they say, you get to say one thing, and that's why we hang up on people, right? And that's why the way we engage people on the phone is so important. So telephone facts, 92% of all customer interactions happen over the phone. And then, so that's the same one up there. And then 85% are dissatisfied. This is an example, and this comes from the framework of Cardone, which is the same script we use, which is cold call for real estate listings. So this is Joe. So this would be off market. This is Joe from Remax in Miami. The reason for my call is we have buyers actively seeking to buy half-acre lots in the 33141 zip code. To be sure I'm not wasting your time, then you always have your qualifying questions. But the thing that you need to understand from this script and the script we teach is there's an introduction, there's a reason, and then you're qualifying. And this is the thing where, for example, if you have somebody in Whittier or one of your bougie neighborhoods, and if you've ever had a buyer that says, that's tried to be in like Calabasas or a specific neighborhood, the way you go with this script is, hey, because now you can believe, hey, I do have a buyer. I don't know if you would sell, but if you would, I'm calling to see if we would be able to make sense of that and come together with a number. So, for example, like Desert Shores, Gil, Desert Shores is a community we have in Las Vegas. I've called looking for off-market properties for my clients saying, hey, I have a client right now trying to get a one-story floor plan that sits on the lake. And I know your property's off market, but if the price is right, where are you at with that? And when you have the real buyer, because before you guys start saying this stuff, when it actually happens for you, and then you start to understand that you can keep doing that with everybody else, something should be able to click in your head and say, oh shit, I just have to find the buyers. And even if you don't have the buyers, you have the team that wants the buyers, and it's leveraging the community. And once again, so would you make time for me to meet with you? You're normally pushing for that today. Would there be any reason why you wouldn't show up? You're always tying down the appointment. This is a solar cells. I think well, I'll go over it real quick. So my name's Jill with Solar Savings. And this would be door to door. You don't know me. The reason is I'm calling your neighbor suggested I come see you. They were lucky enough to qualify on their electrical bill lower. We have 4 more homes we can assign to the neighborhood to be sure I'm not wasting your time. And then you go into your qualifying questions. And because now we're starting to talk about solar, you can say, if I could show you a way to save 25% on your savings, you have 15 minutes. If I was able to save you 50% on your energy bill, because now you're storytelling. And with everything you do, you need to understand there's a format. Everything that we do, and every best presenter you've ever seen in your life, they all have a format, they all have a script. And the script might be, okay, I'm going to say this, this, and this, and then I'm going to insert the story. Once you go from there, then you're starting to see, oh well, Johnny and Richie aren't even that good. They just follow a structure, they follow a script, and now once you have awareness about this stuff, and the thing I love that I was talking about with John last night, uh, and John, and I kind of want to share with all you guys real quick before I continue on the script. When John is hearing you guys role play, the thing he's doing is he's looking at the scripts, the way to handle objections, but he's also thinking about everything he would say as people are doing different role plays versus just listening to listen. His thing is he wants to internalize all the scripts so he can make it his own and he can make it his own language. Now, the thing that's like good about that is, for example, when I used to do stand-up comedy and I was going to acting school, you have to play the part, or you have to take yourself to a place where it's just like, okay, what was the saddest moment in my life? And then you can bring that on. But in the same thing with the cold calls, I'm using this as an example. You have to take it on. It's not Gil and Larry role playing. It's me and Larry role playing. And then now you're putting yourself in the position. And if you guys used to play sports, or if you were ever in fighting or anything like that, now you can say, hey, what would I do in that situation? So now you're really trying to take it on, and you're not just waiting to hear stuff. And that's how you should be practicing when you guys are on the role plays. There's listening, but then you should be, well, what would I say? What would I say? Okay, they said what I would say, or I think they could have done this better. And I know David used to do that a lot, where, he would just listen and then he would start to give feedback. And by putting yourself in that place versus just listening to what's going on, now you're taking full responsibility with how you're learning about what you're doing. I'm going to go back over here. Okay, so why you hate the telephone? Everyone wants to go to heaven, but no one wants to die. You got to be a buffalo. You got to be a buffalo, coming back to my boy Larry. I want to have a six-pack, but you don't want to put in the work. Oh, well, I made 2 calls. Well, you have to make 20 conversations. If you want, like the numbers that I did them earlier, and we're going to go over the numbers here in a bit. But to make $500,000, if you're making $15,000 per sale, and that's more a number inflated for California, all you would have to do in a 300-day year, if you're working that much, would be make 18 contacts per day and just never stop. That's all you would have to do. 18 contacts per day, and as long as you never stop, the numbers will get you that. But what happens is we get busy, we don't time block, and all those things happen, and then you end up not getting there. Everyone wants to be the boss, but they don't want to go on their own. Wants to be a millionaire, but they won't spend $1,000 because you're good at adding and bad at multiplying. Most people don't value your time. One thing that I, listening to Johnny speak earlier, that I was thinking about, which brought me back to insurance, the people who believe in coaching and the people that swipe their cards for coaching, and when Johnny's saying he spent 50, 100, it's just like me, I've spent $100,000 plus on coaching, is because it's worked for us before in different forms. The only people that talk to you about life insurance, like if you were to go just call 100 different people, the people that will talk to you about life insurance are the ones where their families benefited from them, because they're just evangelical because they know what it did for their life. But almost everybody else, they don't want to talk about it. But the people that know it works, they don't have an issue with it. And the same thing is the people that haven't spent money on coaching before, when you're trying to get them, and it doesn't matter if it's $97, $500, $1,000, whatever, it's the same thing when you're taking your people through your team or whatever. You have to show them a little bit, show them it's a little bit possible, and then you can continue to create their mind, and everything can start to change because you're a believer to whatever extent you are. I'm going to come back here. So types of cold calls, you got cold calls, warm calls, hot calls, inbound calls, outbound ad response, that's probably a Facebook ad maybe, outbound lead response, outbound referral calls, door to door. Cold call define the solicitation of business from potential customers who were not anticipating such an interaction. Cold calling is a technique where a salesperson, technician, or service person contacts individuals or businesses who have not previously expressed an interest in the product or services being offered. Cold calling typically refers to phone calls, but also can entail drop-in visits such as door-to-door. And here we go. This is a Cardonism. The beast makes the cold call while the excuse makers scream and cry. So that's true. The biggest thing I love about cold calls, guys, is and it doesn't matter what type of call you're making, is the better you get at talking to strangers, the easier your life gets. Because you only have so many friends and family. You only have so many friends and family, and only so many referrals from that. And if you're a social person, which believe it or not, yes, I can be social, but yes, I can also be in my room for 4 months and not need to talk to anybody because I get my social aspect through work. That's I've always looked at it that way. And instead of talking to your friends, I know that shit feels nice. Are you making money off of it? If you're not making money off of your friends, and that sounds however it sounds, and you're catching up talking about whatever favorite TV shows you're having, I'm sorry, but your value to me at that moment is very low. You have no value to me. And I would way rather be talking to different strangers on the phone because they have my money, which comes back to who's got my money, the people you don't know. Warm calls, I'm going to kind of break. Does anybody have any questions, anything right now?
I have a comment. I just typed it. I said, if you're not making money off your friends, somebody else is.
Yeah, exactly. And
That's the hangers doing. That's the hangers doing fruit. People that you know, and
yeah,
that's your power base. And then Grant talks a lot about you want to work your power base, and if you short in leads, work your power base. You'll get leads.
It's a perfect example, and Richie's in this, and to this day, and I've been trying to for the past 3 weeks. Probably the universe doesn't want me to pay, but I have paid $0 to build a community and build a business. Everything is being power based. I haven't paid for a Google ad. I had never paid for Zillow Flex. I had never paid for none of those forms. The most I probably paid is Vulcan 7, and that's because my VAs needed it. Everything is being power based because, to Cedric's point, the guy who has the jet and has the millions told me the first thing I will do and will go after who has your money is your power base. They already know you, they like you, and they trust you. Then if you want to go to the millions, 5 millions, 10 millions, then you move into what they call it, it's a funnel. You move into second tier. But right now, like Cedric's point is, all your money is in your power base. It's just you don't understand the rules of the game or you haven't applied them. And that's why we have this workshop. We're going to tell you guys the power and the rules, how to use the cell phone. But because it wasn't meant to consume TikTok videos. It was not.
okay.
Good job, Cedric.
So this is one thing you need to always think about. So I have personally made what was defined as a warm call, somebody you know that should be warm, to a solid appointment where the decision maker knew nothing about me or why I was resulting, which meant you had to handle this as a cold call. If you don't have the credibility you need, or you call somebody and they give you a referral and they say, hey, who's this? And you have to build that all again, you have to start as a cold call. And one thing which I don't have a slide for it is if you can't skip any part in the sales process, and this is what that's talking about. If I were to pull up the sales process slide right now, the thing is if they're not warm and they don't know you, well, now you have to go back to fact finding, which what's the first question that we would do with that is, well, what are we doing here today? Okay, I thought, you knew me, blah, blah, blah. So what are we doing here today? What do you have going on? And then you need to start fact finding to see if you have a product for them. How call defined? Prospect is called, raise hand. This is expired. This is a FISBO. A hot call defined 100% is a FISBO or expired. I want the product. When can we schedule a time to show it to my people? That I want to get my house sold. And that this also for you, Annabelle, could be, hey, I'm tired of being at Keller Williams. I'm not getting supported. I want the CRM, or I don't want Remax. Annabelle, I like what you have going on. Johnny seems powerful when you guys are going to your cold call prospecting seminar. And hey, we need to talk. I want to find out more about what you have going on. Cold call. The willingness to call those not yet known is one of the greatest traits of highly successful entrepreneurs and business people, willing to contact and get meetings with people they don't yet know how to get to, where they have not yet opened. So that's a Cardonism. So benefits of the cold call. Cost is cost effective, 6 times direct mail or advertising. So it's 6 times more cost effective than direct mail or advertising. And I like harping on this a lot because direct mail, we know for California or LA and SoCal, when we had the REI print people here, it's going to cost you $7,000 to $12,000 to get one deal. And that's sending out the flyers. For us in Las Vegas, John and Gil, the average is about $4,500 to get one client. And then the thing you need to add on top of that is the average sales cycle for a client from start to finish is 90 days. All your leads in real estate should be about 90 days out unless you're doing wholesales. Wholesales, you can convert those deals right now if you need now money. But when you think about that, all right, do you have $7,500 or $12,000 to spend to be waiting to get that money back in 6 months? And this is why cold calling is so awesome, because strangers are using all of this stuff, and all you have to do is if you can get on the phone, and this is a big belief I have, and it's anybody in real estate who's willing to buy or sell will be willing to talk about real estate at all times. That's a belief I have. If you call somebody at 9:30, they're not going to be like, oh, hey, you just woke me up. And I'm talking about 9:30 at night. They're going to be like, oh, yeah, man, I'm looking at this property, this beachfront property, and this is what I want to do. They're not going to say, hey, they're going to say, oh, my God, I haven't been able to think about this. Because now, once again, thinking about the psychology, if you think about yourself, when you're buying or selling a property, or you're buying or selling a car, that's all you can think about because you're passionate about it. So that's going to be the same thing for that person, which once again is a mindset reframe of, no, I'm not bothering them. I'm looking for the right person. And the other one I'll say on top of that is, you can't say the right thing to the wrong person, and you can't say the right thing to the wrong person. Or did I say it right, David? I think I said that right. Damn it. Pretty much what it's saying is, as long as you have the right person in front of you, you can never say the wrong thing. And it doesn't matter if as long as it's the wrong person, you will never be able to say the right thing about it. So once again, now coming back to the basics of cold calling and mindset, you talk to somebody rude, or even, Annabelle, I use this example because I've gotten around to be so many great builders, since this is important to you. If you call me to recruit me to EXP and I tell you no, not right now, even though you're so excited about it, like the best builders, one thing I've known about, they respect it, and it's going to happen when it happens. It's going to happen when it happens, and yes, you want to close me right now. However, you have to, and that's the importance of follow-up. But it's the same thing for when we're cold calling people and we're not getting the outcomes that we want, and we're saying, oh man, I just need this person. I need to get this deal done. We have the wrong person. Because as long as you have the right product, you'll find the right person. And it's just through your calls and through all your efforts, all that stuff will finally come together. And then all the practice starts to elevate, and then everything becomes easier. Real quick, going to come back here. So benefits of the cold call: preempt and dominate the competition, identify and create multiple business opportunities. What do we have here? Okay, are you doing insurance? Are you doing wholesaling? Are you doing solar? Do you do trusts? Do you also recruit people for your brokerage, and then you're also able to help them do all those things? And with marketing, like one of the biggest things in marketing is, once you get a client, you just have to figure out more things to sell to them. And that's like, because the most expensive thing in marketing is the cost of acquisition. And once you've acquired these people, as long as you can walk them through and help them do more business, even for example, something we're doing in the community, some of us are going to be doing, insurance, solar, and traditional creative and whatever form of real estate. And even if you're not doing wholesaling, like, hey, I would recommend it, because we have all these people in the community you guys can do deals with. Crash through obscurity. This is like a good way the phone can allow you, if you are spending money on signs and all sorts of different stuff, now you're doing guerrilla marketing. Like a big idea I used to have, which as I start making more videos, is I can guerrilla market the Cash Flow Academy when I'm calling agents and I'll say, hey, look at their YouTube for free coaching or whatever. That's the idea. You're calling these people, hey, by the way, if you ever need help in real estate, hey, here's my YouTube page. And then now you can be on the phone if you wanted to be an influencer on YouTube. Hey, check out, I specialize in this certain neighborhood because I just love this area in LA, San Diego, or you want to start doing some videos to get out of the house and not do cold calls. Well, through cold calls, you can guerrilla market. Oh, no, I'm not really sure. Okay, well, hey, I'm not sure if you knew about this neighborhood. And you send them a video with your YouTube link, and now your phone call efforts are building up your social media. And that's another way you can go. Establish new relationships empowers you. In your life, one day your life can change. And I think we should all know this. And if you haven't felt this yet, that's the power of real estate. And one day you can find a cash buyer or seller, and all of a sudden he buys a house for $1 million or $2 million. You just made $70,000 in one day just because you called somebody. And the more, that's the other thing I like about the phone. The more you have these deals and you build your confidence and then you get proof of concept, it just gives you more confidence and you believe in what you can do. And it makes, all the world of possibilities just that much more possible for everything you're doing. Cost benefits of the cold call. Average cost of customer contact using a telephone to make a sales call is $33 per call, and the average cost of a field sales call is $276. So this is according to Salesforce. So once again, if you're door knocking, doing whatever you're doing, door knocking, you can only hit so many doors versus it's going to be way cheaper to be doing cold calls or using lists. Once again, you're getting your practice. If the thing is you want to learn, that's the best way. So the thing I like saying about this one, so first caller gets 50% of the market, last caller gets the rest. Be like Ricky Bobby, except a little bit different. Be first and last. And that's how you, like the easiest way to get FSBO appointments is when you're doing whatever the hell you're doing in your normal day, have your Zillow for sale by owner page open. If you can normally call those leads within the first few hours, you're going to get those because they're going to be willing to talk to you. They're not going to be too grumpy yet. And you can book that appointment. And then on the flip side of things, now these listings start getting up to 160 days or 180 days. Now you just have to put them in the nurture cycle and you start following up with them. They're always of a cold call. Honest, transparent, straightforward. Be interesting and be interested. This be interested is so damn important. The scripts are important, but you being able to connect with stuff and not just hear whatever they're saying and not ask them questions about it. Yes, we do have a goal to get through the call, and yes, we do have a call to the intention to set the appointment and all that stuff. But if you're hearing, oh no, I'm not renting, I'm not selling anymore, I'm going to be renting this property out. Okay, great. Well, how many other properties do you have? How did you become an investor? How did you even get into investing? Was it through your family? Were you an outlier and you just started reading books? Like, I'm curious. Tell me about yourself. You got 6 or 7. At that point, which this is in how to win friends, influence people, be interested. Lots of people ask me, Richie, how are you so good at connecting to people? I'm genuinely curious about hearing people's stories. Believe you can make the sale on a call, on every call. Your intention needs to know you're going into this shit and I'm gonna kill this deal, every single one. Even when you're learning, because you're gonna be learning anyways, even if you make mistakes, and that's where I would say, put it on your journal. I always have a journal in front of me. What questions did I miss? Did I miss the pain? Did I miss the motivation? If I missed the pain and the motivation, well, I didn't ask the right questions. If you get an appointment, another thing I would tell you to do, you get an appointment. Me and Gil were doing a one-on-one yesterday. Gil's great on the phone. I was amazed with him. But then he was also getting to the appointment so fast. When we go to fact finding, for example, If you go there and you're like, well, what's their pain and their motivation? I got the appointment, and you don't have that. Well, you rush through the process. And the best way to make your time of use is to make sure you're fact finding and getting everything and not just getting the appointment. Specifically for you guys in California where you're driving 1 to 2 hours, because now you just landed an appointment and maybe that's 4 hours of your day because you got to drive 30 minutes and then you get stuck in traffic and that's 4 hours from prospecting you could have been doing. Identify and solve problems, right? Okay, you're not selling your property. Well, do you need any property work done on your property? I have amazing contractors. No. Do you need a trust? No. Who do you know buying or selling? And it's being able to help them. Okay, and even if I were to get your house sold, where are you going? Okay, are you going to Seattle? Well, do you have a realtor in Seattle? Well, I'll get all of this taken care of for you. And now you're the value bringer. You're the first realtor that they've met that actually cares about them because you were what? Interested. You're interested in the whole process, not just the one deal. Be respectful. I'm always respectful even when I talk shit about my people when I'm getting off the phone. Johnny says, never talk bad about your clients. I vent, he's that way, I'm this way. I wish everybody nothing but the best. Be memorable. I always leave crazy voicemails. Happy gobble gobble day. Christmas is 31 days away, but it doesn't have to be. You just met me. I'm saying this as it comes to my head. Be credible using third-party information. This piece right here is, did you know on Zillow they did a study that 9 out of 10 for sale by owners end up selling their homes for $100,000 or less. Did you know that? Okay, that's a third party. Primary purpose of the cold call, close the sale. So your intention, and I look at different sales processes sometimes, but it should always be this. If you're saying, hey, I'm following up with my past clients, and the conversation, and you're sitting on the phone for 30 minutes a day, every day, and you're finding out how everybody's doing, but you're not actually, if you don't have a call to action, hey, I got 10 minutes right now, blah, blah, blah. Just wanted to check up on you. I was driving past your house, past your neighborhood. You say that, they're like, oh, I'm good. Well, how are you doing? Oh, I'm doing great too. By the way, do you know anybody who's buying or selling right now? Could you help me out? If you did, who do you have in mind? Okay, great. Well, no, like I said, I got to run into this next appointment, and now you're being intentional about it versus talking about your vacation plans, where you may go, your favorite cookie batches, which there's a place for that. But if this is your only form of prospecting, you have to limit it and you have to open yourself up to other new things. Secondary purposes of the cold call: identify decision makers. Who else is going to be making a decision? Identify influencers. Who do you know? Identify influencers. What I'm going to say with this one is the target isn't always the target. Sometimes you have to get a 1% listing to get the neighbor's listing, who then sends you 3 more deals. But then also, maybe that person's not selling his house, but he's connected to all sorts of wealthy people. And because you were interested, you found this out on the phone call. You might not be selling his house or her house, but now you have a relationship, right? Mm-hmm. There's this guy, Jeffrey Galindo. He's a big broker out here in Las Vegas. For 2 years straight, I think he did, they were doing about 200 fix and flips per year. The way he got that relationship, and it was a lot, and they were doing 200 fix and flips per year, was he went to LVAC, the gym. It's a gym out here. And he would be at the gym every day at 4 in the morning, 4 in the morning, 4 in the morning, 4 in the morning for 2 years. And all of a sudden, this older gentleman, the same guy who I believe owns Station Casinos, if I'm quoting it right, says, hey, you show up every day and you work on yourself. What do you do for work? And he had just got his real estate license. And the guy said to him, well, by the way, I love the way you work. We have $400 million that we need to invest into homes. Will you represent us? So now this guy went to go buy all these properties, doing wholesale deals and doing all this stuff. But that wasn't easy, but it was just by him showing up every day, being at the gym. And can any of us duplicate that story? Maybe we can duplicate that story and find our, breadbasket winner. But it's not until you have to be looking for this. And that's
gym
why.
was that?
Go ahead.
What gym was that?
Oh, I was at LVAC.
Anyways, I'm signing up.
Which on that note, like, the more expensive gyms, when you guys are thinking about money, you're gonna find higher valuable people. So like, that would be the one argument for going to Lifetime Fitness. If you know everybody in that room's paying $300 or $350 or whatever the hell they're charging, and you're bumping into shoulders with those people, well, oh hey, by the way, what do you do for work? So determine what is needed, create interest. Always have to create interest. Get an appointment, get contact information for follow-up, move from cold to warm, add to your pipeline. Any questions? Johnny, do you want to add anything?
I don't have a question. I want to make a statement.
Go ahead.
I don't know. So I don't want this call. I just want to say I don't want this call to end without me getting the role play in. Right. I made a commitment to my family
Love that.
and to kick ass. And they're all in this Thanksgiving Day. I'm thankful for all of them. They're all in an earshot away. And I didn't wake up at 7 a.m. not to get a fucking role play in. So I don't want to end this call without it. I want to respect everyone else's time. But for those who want to stay on, I'm getting the roll call play in.
Well, we gonna be out for a bit because we getting through it. I mean, I'll open it up if you want to knock out the role play right now.
It don't matter. Do your thing. I'm just telling you. I'm not ending this call without a role play.
Right,
I know Johnny. We had something to do after, but I need to get my role play.
I'm committed to you guys. I'm pretty sure you know me long enough, Larry. This is I breathe and live real estate and commit for the community. I think I told somebody yesterday. I don't remember the last time. I remember seeing somebody eating turkey dinner at 10 a.m. So that happens at 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and
so how long is today? How long is today's?
I think we're gonna. I think there's 60 slides. So the last 12, 13 slides are very passive. The main ones are coming in at 35. So we'll be done in the next. I can commit to you guys before 9 o'clock. We should be done.
Yeah,
should be done.
We're about to get.
I want you to know I'm on 3 hours of sleep.
Okay, so welcome to the club. The thing what that means, Annabelle, is your master. Yeah. What that means is you're mastering the sleeping faster. So people think like you only sleep 3 hours. It's not that I sleep 3 hours. I just sleep faster than you do. That's all it is.
Sleeps with intention.
All right.
So that's although it is, and it goes back to this call. Goes back to the call. The call doesn't become difficult once you know your purpose.
Right.
So why would I struggle to help a for sale by owner knowing he's been in the market for 60 days?
Mm-hmm.
I am the professional. Remember I told you guys when I went to the dealership, I was looking for somebody who can bring me value and walk me through the process of buying a home, buying a car for my mom. So when somebody came and approached me, I was thankful. I'm like, okay, this is the guy who's going to walk me through. I never thought of like he's the salesman. He's going to sell me a car. And the first thing that came out, he asked me, he's like, have you ever bought a car before? I'm like, no, I never have. All my cars have been from corporate. I had never bought a car. And here I am, 30-something years old. Never. And he goes, okay, let me walk you through the process. And sure enough, he walked me through the process. So your intentions, that's and I think Richard talked about it. There's a process to what we do. We never wing anything. I always tell them there's a structure to it. I have structure to the call. That's what we start with 5 minutes, set your goals. I play the video. Then we go to our wins. After our wins, we go to our follow-up video. After follow-up, we go to role play. And then right now I'm missing my little handy-dandy timer. I'll put a timer on it. It is not like I wake up in the morning at 7 o'clock. All right, guys, what are we talking about today? No, there's a structure I have. Like I said, all month we're going to be talking about the follow-up. January comes, we're going to be handling objections. Then we're going to go back to the greeting. everything has a structure on it. So you have no, so you don't wake up shocked a month from now and you're like, oh, I have no business. This is not working for me. Oh, really, Annabelle? Let's track your day. Walk me to your day first. Oh, of course your business doesn't suck because you didn't have a structure. You had no targets and no goals. All right. But I definitely want to keep the call until 9 o'clock, Richie. But the last 13 slides they're very we can breeze through them.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah. All right. So do the math. We're about to do the math. So preparing for the cold call. Do the math. Cardone call calculation. Build a list. Research. Investigate the list. You don't have to spend too much time into the list, but that does help. Look for personal connections. Build script. Anticipate objections. The
Can you
most
share
important.
your screen?
Oh shit! Sorry. Oops.
It's okay.
So the most important part. The most important part with this, you need to always, like, as you build your script and you're getting your calls, you're only going to get so many objections. That's why you have to write them down. And if you keep falling on your face and you're not getting any better, it's because you're not writing down the objections. And then you're also not asking for help, because I guarantee you any objection you get, as you keep hearing them, I need to think about it. Now's not the right time, blah, 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 blah. If you're not asking us or being able to role play, that's you're not doing the right things, and you need to start asking us for help. Take good notes, store data. Always take good notes. I don't take good notes because I'm this wonder child of learning things. I take good notes because I have terrible memory and I know who I am as a person. That's it's not because I'm just this avid student. I take notes because I know I'm gonna forget things. So because of that, I anticipate my shitty memory so I can remember things. And then all of a sudden now people are like, oh, Richie, you remember all these things. No, I took notes. So this is the call calculation. And so, for example, here, I'm going to do it on 2 pages so you guys can see this.
Do we have access to this on the school?
We will be
Yes.
uploading this,
Yes.
and we will be uploading the math on here.
Yep, you have the video. You have the video where Grant explains to it. He goes through.
Yeah.
It was a webinar he has, so almost like 20% of them he's just making cold calls and he's selling. It's a funnel that he's selling. All right.
There's a lot of fluff in it.
Yeah, there is. But I don't blame him. Either sell or be sold. He did sell me on it, so I bought it. Here we're eliminating the fluff and we're just going straight to the point and getting into the calculator, because that's the main thing. People need to understand how long it takes, how many calls does it take to get the deal. It's not the people and it's not the mechanics, it's the phone calls.
How
Once
are you
again-
getting $1,000 per sale?
So this is okay. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
do this for 5
Remember
minutes.
this, guys. Listen to what I'm saying. It's all comes down to the numbers. I don't care what you sell. Popsicles, Herbalife, fitness, solar, financial services. It comes down to how many calls are you making? It's a context sport. The more context you have, the more you get paid. So that's why I love this. This will tell you how many calls you have to make. Like I told Reggie's at 160 dials will get you 6 people interested. And he knows, and I know now, that if he stays in the phone every day doing the same numbers, he will have 3 to 4 listings a month. But it's just me and him understand there's other stuff going on that he needs to settle first before he can be that consistent. But now he knows, and he's seen it with his own eyes, that it takes so many calls to get so many people interested in call. And it has not. I never talked to him about the economy, and I never talked to him about the leads, and never about the system. It's about the dials and the conversations.
All right, so since we're starting next year off, the thing that's beautiful about this that I want to explain real quick, and also which was another thing when we met with Elaine Cardone, is so whatever this number is, when we're doing your 90-day plans And even if you want to set your goals for the next year, all of this can be changed. So this is the example they use. But for example, you could put, and I'll just go through real quick. So this is based on their math. If they wanted to make $344 a year, and he's making $1,000 off a commission each sale, then it's 344 divided by 1,000 gives you 344. This is the average closing rate, which was based off their numbers, and the Direct Marketing Association was saying that, hey, people who cold call on average is going to be 6%. So then you divide 344 by 6%, so 344 times 0.06, or you would divide that, and that gives you this number, which is, this is how many contacts you would need to make in your year if you were selling a product at $1,000 to get 344,000. Now, once we come down here, this is the thing you have to decide for your life. If Brianna was here, she only likes working, maybe 3 months of the year. So depending on what, the way I would explain this to you guys is, for a full year, if you wanted to be doing 300, you're working 300 days, and you're taking maybe 2 months off because you want to be in Cabo or in Puerto Rico or whatever you're doing. Once you divide 5,733, that gives you 19 contacts per day, but then you 10x it. So now if you're doing 191 calls per day, which this would be contacts, which is going to be, or this would be the calls that you would have to get to this, those are going to be your numbers. The thing that's great for us as realtors is we're not selling anything at $1,000. So I'm going to show you 500,000. If you wanted to hit 500,000 and also show you 100,000, this is what your goals would be. So we're going to do, following left to right, depending on whatever goals you guys want to do. And we're going to say 15,000. You're making 15,000 per deal. I could do 12,000, but we're going to just say, or here, we'll do 12,000. We'll do this. So 500,000 divided by 12,000. Then we come over here, calculator. Is going to be, so 500,000 divided by 12,000. And some of you guys are selling homes for way more. Equals 41. So that would be, then we come over here, we type in 41.6, because this is our commission. Average commission. Income price, or income goal. We want sales. Then we're going to take the sales, 41.6, and we're going to divide it by 6. Which then we come back over here, divided by 0.06. That's 694 calls you would have to make. 694. Divide by numbers of days worked. We're going to go with 300. Let's just say you just want to take 2 months off because you like working every day. You don't want to take 6 months off. So 694 divided by, we're going to go 300. That means you have to do 2 contacts. So this number's now, so this is going to be 694 calls, right? Or contacts. So 6% divided by 6%, that's 694 calls divided by days, 300. Then gives you 2.3. That's what this number is. Times 10, oh shit, 2.3 times 10. If you just make 23 calls, conversations, 23 conversations per day, and you don't stop, and you can actually be on the phones and you can do that, that makes you $500,000. That's it. The hard part is staying consistent, staying on the phones, because what do we know as realtors? We don't set boundaries We're not setting boundaries on what we're doing, and then all of a sudden our days get interrupted. So this is the simple math for what you're going to be looking at. But so when you're setting your goal and you're like, oh, I called for 2 hours today and I didn't get anything. Woe is me. Well, how many conversations did you make? Because the thing I also know is my numbers is, and sometimes they're better depending on who's calling, but the averages are 1 in every 10 conversations, I'm getting a listing appointment. So, but then we come back to this, looking at this, 1 in 20 conversations, I'm getting 2 listing appointments. And then right around there, you know, it might be a little bit more. So it could possibly be more. But if that's the numbers, that's all you have to do. So when you complain about not getting new listings or you're on the phone, the time doesn't matter. The result does. And this is the thing you need to have. Does anybody want me to do math for a certain number with certain days?
Yes, yes.
What number would you like?
Do 350 with 260 days.
350,000. What's your average commission you want me to put?
I would say let's put 12 grand. That's fine.
Okay. So 350 divided by 12,000 equals 29.1. Then we go here, average commissions 12,000. This was 29, I believe. 29.1. 0.1. Oh. Then 6%. Then we're going to do 29 divided by 0.06 is how you do the math. 29 divided by 0.06 gives us 486 conversations you will need to have. Okay, closing rate, 486. Okay, then at 486, because she wants to do, you said 260 or 250 days?
260 days.
Okay. So the number of contacts are 486 divided by, because we keep dividing here, 250, it's 1.94. And you come back down here, so once again, it's going to be about 20 conversations a day to hit this number at 350, 1.9, so we come here, this is 480, so the 486 is call, days is 250 per year work. Then you divide this by 250, you get the 1.9, and then 1.9 times the 10x times 10, you're right at 19 call. So you're at 19 conversations per day to make 350.
Mm-hmm.
You should be like, you can do 19 conversations in 2 or 3 hours every day.
For sure.
And the thing is, that's why I say it's like, guys, you don't need to be calling 8 hours a day. You really don't. If you get there because you're so damn hell driven and you want to get to whatever you need to get to, it's a lot simpler than it looks. But even 20 calls can be hard if you're not even making 2 or you're not even making 5, right? Any questions on that?
Richie, I have a question.
Go ahead.
So like Jenny was saying, like this is a quality of conversations. If they keep talking about enchiladas or whatever else, I mean, this is not a quality conversation, spending like 30 minutes.
100%.
And also, and also the response rate, you know, I can be sitting like, you know, 2-3 hours and like 2 people only picked up the phone. I mean, I used what's the name, Redex.
So that the thing with that, and the thing I will give you a little bit of credit to, but Reggie doesn't seem to have a problem with it, is for the fact Reggie does use a 10-line dialer, and he's using call tools. And if when you're calling on Redex, are you calling on a single line, a double, or a triple?
Single.
So what I'll tell you with my own experience, when I call Las Vegas, I only need a single line dialer because I find more people pick up. When I'm calling LA, and I just did this yesterday, I always use a triple line dialer because in LA, there's only 700,000 people that live in Las Vegas. We only have 25,000 realtors in Las Vegas. LA has 3.8 million people that live in LA. Plus, you guys probably have 75,000 or 100,000 realtors. You have a lot more realtors. So people are being bombarded a lot more in LA and San Diego, even though you're in San Diego, right? So I would challenge you or tell you to maybe upgrade to a double or triple line dialer on Redux because you're already using it. So you can get more calls because even when I called in California, I found that not as many people picked up as often. So that was 100% the reason why I was using the triple line dialer. Reggie, and the reason why I love using Reggie as an example, he shows up on the evening calls, and with his 10-line dialer, I hear him getting into conversation after conversation after conversation. And that's a different program than the one you're having. But I would tell you, stick with what you have because you've already been using it.
I don't have it anymore. I canceled.
Okay. Well, depending on where you're getting your leads from, then go ahead, Reggie.
Yeah, so you can I'll send you the link. I'll put it in the group in the WhatsApp. But I use the call tools. I think it's $149 a month is what I pay, and then I use Johnny's Vulcan for to pull all of my contacts. And I download the list by my parameters, download the list into the call tools, and hit it for the 10 calls at a time. Again, I'm easily able to, I don't know, in 2 hours to talk to at least 5 people. At least.
When you're doing the 10 lines, I mean, obviously one picks up. What if 2 or 3 other people pick up? Are they hanging up on them? Are you hanging up on them?
So let me ask you, have you ever gotten a call and you're like, hello? But there's nothing there. And after your second or third hello, you just hang up because you don't know what disconnected or what happened. That's a multi-line dialer calling you. Only someone else picked up sooner than you did.
And does it take up, like, does it continue from where you were, like your last call, and does it call them again?
Yeah. So what I just learned about it, what it does is, so what on when you download your list, if the contact has 7 phone numbers, it'll continue to call until it calls every one of those numbers. So that'll be part of the 10 dials.
Okay, go. Yeah,
and then if that person doesn't pick up, they get put back into. So there's a parameters you can set up on it. Go to the least recent pickup or whatever it is.
Yeah. Okay. I've done 3 lines, and that was crazy. I can't even imagine 10.
Well, you don't even notice. You're just sitting on the phone. You don't know anything until someone starts talking to you.
But I've had people say, "Hey, you just called and hung up, like you didn't pick up."
That's okay. That's one phone call, and you can lean it. So that's the other thing. Lean into objections.
So
And I'll tell you something else. I do get calls back sometimes. They said, I had a missed call from you, and then you just go into your pitch.
Right. Okay.
So this will help you, Annabelle. It's like what Richie was talking about Fighter, right? He can do 80 doors and make $300,000. For those 300 doors, he was very specific. Who was he knocking on? When you're saying, okay, well, how long is gonna? I think Irena was saying. Irena was the one saying, well, if it takes me 3 hours to only get 3 calls, my question to you is, what's the quality of lead? It goes back to, I can get on the phone. Well, I just got off of How to Make Millions webinar, and they say I only have to make 25 contacts to make this much money. and I just picked up the phone and nobody picks up. My question to you is, who did you call? If I call 25 for sell by owners right now, I'll tell you right now, probably 80% of them were going to pick up. I will get to 20 calls in less than 20 hours. But look at the quality of lead. It's a for sale by owner who's already selling their house online. Instead of me calling 20 people on high equity who's never thought about selling, and I'm right there calling them, hey, but have you ever thought of selling? Because the first question would be like, well, first of all, who are you and what makes you think I'm selling? Click, hang up. The quality will be better if I call for sell by owner. If I tell them I used to taking cash offers for your property 123 Banana Street. Well, who are you calling? And that's why my handle is Dr. Johnny, because I'm looking for people in pain. Because I don't want to be stuck 3 hours in the phone.
And using the multi-line dialer is a little bit of a godsend because it takes away a lot of the fatigue. I actually open up another screen when I'm dialing, and I'll start doing some other things. But I'm mindful of the call, so as soon as I hear someone pick up hello, I go right into it. Just as if someone walked in your room while you're on the computer and they start asking you questions, boom, you start talking to them.
Yep. So I pick attention who you calling. I will call my past clients. They already know me. They already like me. They've done business with me on some sort. For you, Annabelle, you can live in trust. Those are gonna pick up the phone. Why wouldn't I call it if I have to make 24 calls? Or even when, like Richie says, if I want to get in the mindset at 9 o'clock that I want to start talking to people, the first person I will call is my past clients. Oh shit, I got a call.
Start with some easy calls.
And then you make the rhythm. Okay, great. I just got to 3 calls. All right, I got this. Then I'll jump into expires.
Start easy.
But you start the flow.
Right.
But this comes understanding there's rules to this game, by the way. Just like in life. Life is simple. It's not easy. But once you know the rules, it's very simple life. This is right now you're fighting it. I'm gonna do it my way. I'm gonna do it like my mom says. I'm not gonna talk to strangers. I'm not gonna do business with my relatives. Yeah, because your mom keeps telling you your mom never ran a business. I ain't gonna talk to strangers. I ain't gonna do business with my family. But when I do, there's gonna be some rules. That's it. All right. So pick. If it's only 24 calls, I will definitely in real estate. I will go after people in pain. If I'm door knocking, I'm doing solars. Guess the house I'm picking. I'm picking the house that doesn't have solar. I'm not gonna go around the neighborhood. Oh, I'm gonna hit $100 for solar. Okay, you do realize the one you're knocking has a solar already. So why are you wasting your time? Could you just gone back, looked at title, and looked at the houses that don't have solar? And I'm pretty sure you can pull up their bill.
And make sure that they're not a renter.
Yep. There it is. The first thing I knock on the door. Hey, are you Reggie? No, I'm not. Oh, so you're renting then. You're not the owner. Bye. Get to the next one. I'm not talking to a decision maker. All this has to be prepped. All right, Richie.
So wait, is Grant Cardone also selling solar?
Grant Cardone sells vitamins.
Yeah, that I know. That I know. I bought them.
Grant Cardone will sell his underwear if you give him the right price of $1 million on the spot.
Me too.
Yep. I mean, there it is. Reggie will send you his underwear too.
Yes. Packaged, delivered, washed, everything.
All right, guys. So to find the contact, talk to the decision maker, leave a voice message with the decision maker, speak with the gatekeeper, leave message with gatekeeper, speak to the influencer. The way you get this number is so if you want to hype yourself up, and I can do it's 5. So it would be with my 500,000 example. Let me do this again. 1 second. The 500,000 example. It would be this. So we go here. Let me do this. Then we go here. So it'd be 500,000, or we can 500,000 divided by 694. $94 equals each phone call you're making is worth 720 divided by 10. So every single time you get on a conversation, if you're trying to hype yourself up, that phone call is going to be worth $72. So every time, and the way you have to think it is, okay, I just did 70. That person said no, whatever, $72. And then as you're getting through it, because you just have to hit your numbers and stay consistent with that, and then you're going to be good. All right, so we're going to go through here. What determines your calculation? So here's the other thing. Who are your leads? Are you talking to decision makers? How good are you with your sales negotiation, closing and follow-up skills? Building a list, sold customers, the people you've serviced, lost customers, unsold customers, referrals. You can buy lists through social media groups. Pre-call. So this is the thing with being prepared. Hey, what are my clients saying to me? What might they say to me? What might a FSBO say? So hey, if I was willing to, are you willing to pay a co-op? Okay, great. If I was willing to use that same co-op and be able to list your house and make sure you were able to net the 800,000 you needed to net, is there any other reason why you wouldn't meet with me? I just used what they said, and they're going to be saying that. Seek out personal connections. Check out prospect's website. This is the big important one. Attitude and mindset senior to sales and marketing. Believe, or I would say know you can sell anyone. Believe you can sell anyone, but I know I'm going to do it, which that's a belief. I know I'm going to sell this person when I get on the phone with them. Believe your product is worth 10x. You have to be sold on your product, and you have to believe that you are the best agent calling them, and there's going to be one better person to help them out that's going to give them better service, and you get to make money off of it. So I guess a mistake here, but willing to call back until someone dies. Know your pitch. Yeah, know your pitch cold. Everything to gain, you got nothing to lose. And that's the part where you start having fun. Reggie's starting to have fun on his phone calls now. Treat everyone respectfully and never depend on one call. So we go over this every day. Greeting. Hey, this is Richie. Hey, this is Johnny. Hey, this is Reggie. Reason you're calling. The reason why I'm calling you, you're still accepting cash offers. Qualify the lead. Hey, if I were to get you a cash offer in the next 7 days, would that be a problem for you? Recurrent problem. Hey, your house has been on the market for 90 days. How much is it costing you to keep trying to sell this thing FSBO? Magic problem. If I was able to get your house sold in 14 days and get you to Arizona, is there any other reason why you wouldn't meet with me? Who are the decision makers? Appointment close. Elevator pitch. Now, the one thing I'm going to say with this one, can I have your full attention for 20 seconds? I'm going to show you a product that will increase your sales by 40%. If you get on the phone and you call somebody, ring, ring. Hey, man, hey, dude, you got 30 seconds? This is what you're doing. You're buying 30 seconds to buy 2 minutes to buy 5 minutes. And then you can go ahead and close them. And if they end up having to get off the phone, whatever, you bought 5 minutes you didn't have. What's your cell phone number? So elevator pitch is just being able to get someone's attention real quick, saying, hey, if all I could do for you, Annabelle, was help you recruit 5 agents per month because I've already done this, would you give me 10 minutes of your time? Would you give me 5 minutes of your time? I've already done this, Annabelle. You're new to DXP. Would you give me 5 minutes of your time?
Absolutely.
So that's how that would go, right? Structure, we go over this every day, but I'm going to go over it real quick again. Doesn't matter what business you're calling on. Hey, this is Richie. I'm an investor calling with SBG Investments. The reason why I'm calling is, are you still accepting cash offers on 123 Banana Street? To be sure I'm not wasting your time, have you accepted an offer yet? No, you haven't accepted an offer. All right, great. Can you tell me a little bit about the condition about your property? Because I want to buy this property cash today. Tell me what it's going to take for us to get this deal done today, right now. I want to get this done today. Then you go through the script. Why haven't you accepted? Oh, you have 9 cash offers? You've gotten 10 offers on your house and your FSBO, and you haven't accepted any one of them. How come you haven't taken any of them? Oh, well, and don't be afraid to say that. Then other than yourself, are you the only person making this decision? Always lock down and close them. Would you make time to meet with me later? Is there any reason short of a zombie apocalypse, Armageddon, D-Day, Y2K, why you wouldn't be able to meet with me? It's the same thing. So same script. This is idea, and this is a script where they're doing. But just to show you the psychology, this is Sally from Cardone Acquisitions Multifamily Group. The reason I'm calling is my owner is interested in buying 2,500 units in markets you are currently in. To be sure I'm not wasting your time, do you own? This is a disqualifying question. In marketing, it's a disqualifying question. Because you kind of want them to say no. Okay, you do have units that are 200 or larger, and if your goal is to get something 200 or larger, that's the only thing that's going to make sense for them. Now I only have 8 units. Okay, well, your deal's too small for me. Thank you, move on. And that's the thing. And then once again, this is like, but looking at this, hey, have you ever sold an off-market property? Oh, and what was your experience? Oh, I hated it. There was all these people walking through my house doing all these things. It was a bad experience. Okay, if I sold your house off market, and because I do have people that are buying and doing buy holds, and I have 500 investors I work with, is there any reason why you would be against that? No, okay, shit. Yeah, you hated that process? Awesome. Other than yourself, are you the only one making this decision? This is the sales process we do. Do not commit to offer availability as a possibility. So what's this mean? It's you need to get them down on the time. Always offer today first. The psychology behind this one, and this is LLP that'll say is try and meet them today. If they say no, give them another time slot for today. Then you can give them a time slot for tomorrow, and then they say no to you 3 times. Okay, what's the best time for us to meet? What would be the best time for us to meet if not these 3 time slots? Always available, alternative times once you get a day available. Do not interject a time. Let the prospect pick. So when's the best time for us to meet? Sometimes I hear you guys trying to punk people into phone calls. When's the best time for us to meet? It's not, is it 8 or it's 10? Yeah, you can do that. But if they say no, and then you keep making mistakes, you need to have awareness to say, all right, sounds like you're busy. When's the best time for us to meet? Always lock down the appointment, confirm the appointment, the date with the text. Never make the prospect wrong for being, oh, no, I get it. I accept full responsibility. Life happens. No, that's life. That's probably what I say. We're going to skip this. Door-to-door sales. This is kind of a script. I mean, I could go over it real quick. My name's Jill with Solar Savings. You don't know me. The reason I'm calling is your neighbor suggested I come see you. And it's kind of to be sure I'm not wasting your time. Let me ask you, and then it's that script from when we opened. I don't know if I agree with this one too much. Yeah, I guess you could say that. That's not my jam. Create distance. I'm going to be gone. Hey, Mr. Sa, I'm going to be gone in 60 seconds. I'm just calling to say, hey, I saw your foreclosure popped up, and I'm trying to make sure you know every solution is available. Have you talked to your lender yet? No, once again, it's only going to be 30 seconds. I'm just trying to help you out here. Tools of the trade, mirror. What's mirror mean? You need to mirror whoever's in front of you. If they're talking fast or controlling, then you need to be talking fast and let them make decisions. But you have to stand your ground. If they're soft-spoken, slow it down. If it's an older person, slow it down. You need to be patient. You need to have your reason written out. Know your script. Have a timer so you can practice, so you can be intentional with your calls. The other big ones on here, you want to have a CRM. You need to have a way to record your data. Once again, your CRM. This is objections, which we're going to be going over this on Saturday. You know, not interested, spouse stall. It's too much money. It's not enough money. Never make a rash decision. It's a bad time. I'm waiting until January. I'm waiting till January. If I could get you that money right now, would you still wait till January, or do you want to start the new year off in your new home? Well, I haven't seen the numbers. Great. I'm glad you said that. Let's meet up tonight. I could be there at 7 or 8. Which works better for you? Oh, neither one of those? Okay. Does 10 a.m. or does tomorrow work for you? If you're saying not to interject times based on the lesson. No? Okay. When's the best time for us to meet? Or, yeah. Another question I like saying, okay, you're busy. When don't you work? When's your day off? You can say that one too. All right, great. You're busy Monday through Sunday. When don't you work? When are you going to be available? Okay. We go over this every day. Listen, acknowledge, isolate the objection. This is the big piece you guys meet. Whatever objection they throw at you, lean into it. So like Annabelle, like earlier you say, well, what if I, oh my God, I'm so this is an example of leaning into the objection. Oh my God, we must have got disconnected. This is Annabelle. I'm actually calling. I'm a realtor / investor. Hey, I'm not in front of my desk right now, but the property I was calling about, are you buying or selling in the next 90 days? And even if you're not, is there anything in the world I could do for you? Do you need help with any of your current projects? Is there any other properties you need to get a tenant into, anything like that? And you can kind of wing that stuff, but still it's knowing always lean into the objection. And I accept full responsibility for that. I accept full responsibility for you not selling your house last time because I was working with my other clients. This piece, move in the direction of the objection, is a very strong thing to everything that you're doing, to everything we're teaching. This is where you have to ask hard questions. You need to, oh, I'm with you. You don't get, okay, I have an agent. Okay, great. Can you tell me more about your agent? Oh, no, I'm not paying a commission, and I'm with you. And why would you pay a commission? Yeah, help me understand why you would pay a commission and why you wouldn't. And then you hear them. And then once you have all that stuff on display, now you have something you can talk about. Now you can handle the objection. Until you have them talking, you're not going to move anywhere. Best times to make calls is between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. This is a study they did. What I'll also tell you, though, the other best time to be making calls is at nighttime because most people are home. Most people between 9 and 5 are working. So let's take that huge chunk out of the people that are working at that time frame. And then that's why I like 8 to 9 because you can catch people when they're on the way to work. And I also like 5 to 7 because people are answer the phone. So what percentage of what you said do you believe that I could get your house sold? If I could prove half of what I have said to you, would you make time for me? Yeah, we're finishing up right now. Texting a client during your call will increase your chances of getting an appointment by 500%. When you're on the phone with Mojo, I always like, or whatever dialer you're on, it's like saying, hey, did you get my text? I'm going to text you from my personal direct line right now. Text messaging can increase sales conversion. So make sure you're texting your people when you're on the phone or right after when you get off the phone with them. Do I have your attention? What's it going to take for you to take me serious? Is another good question. Always leave a message. I'm always leaving fun voicemails. When I'm feeling less charismatic and my brain's a little wonky, I just say, hey, I'm still trying. I'm still putting act on. Hey, this is Richie. I'm calling with great news about your property on 123 Banana Street. Give me a call at. You must get, so this is the other master skill set. Other than leading into objections, you must get frequent before you will ever get great. Who cares if you suck? You need to suck more. You need to suck more frequently so you can suck less, okay? And you have to understand that's how it happens. I remember reading this for the first time in 2017 when I first saw Grant, and I didn't understand the power of it. And I used to hate doing repetition. I still only like watching movies once. Really, I don't really like repeating things, but I know when it comes to sales training and all that, you have to get your reps in. Look for other influencers. Term prospect. The reason I'm calling is discover. So this is one that Grant used a lot. You could have me, Johnny, somebody else in the community call one of your follow-ups if they've been ghosting you. The reason I'm calling to say is, why haven't you decided to sell your house yet? Or why haven't you decided to pull the trigger yet? This is another big one to know, especially if you're paying for leads. Responding within 5 minutes of an inbound call or reach increases closing ratios 9 times. So you need to, if somebody hits you up, pick up the phone and call them back immediately. Tips on leaving messages. Never leave a number different than the one you're calling from. Always text in combination with voicemail. Always follow up with voicemail with email. Always talk to someone. Send a handwritten letter. There's a typo there. Send a gift. When you guys, so this is another big one, and these are the numbers for follow-up, guys. When you said, oh, I didn't close them on the first sale. I need to get more new lists. I need to keep calling new people. Here it is. 2% of sales are made on the first contact. Only 2%. 3% of sales are made on the second contact. Most salespeople aren't even calling twice, and that's not even where the majority of the calls are. 5% of sales are made on the third contact, but the big number is 80% of sales are made on the 5th to 12th contact. This is what it says on this form. I would even say 5th to 30th. Like if there's a deal that is a $3 million listing that you would love, I always follow up with those more. Yes, you should treat every client the same, but if there's a house you would love to have on your resume that you sold, you need to know this. You don't just stop at 12. I've been following up with certain people I'm in the 40s, 50s, 60s. Daily ritual, get up early, workout, eyes on the prize, just like Johnny said, 90% on what are you going to be doing? I'm making 500,000. It doesn't matter how I get there. I'm making 500,000. Know your numbers. Start with daily training, role play, clean your space, have your planner ready, make your list of 5. Who are the 5 people that I need to call right now that can make the biggest impact on my life? Who are those 5 people? That's what this list of 5 is. Get your mirror in place. Now, this is an actual mirror, so you can role play with yourself, is what it's talking. Have your camera recording. Find your music. When I used to call by myself, I have a headset. I'm always playing music. Reggie said he has another monitor. Don't take this one lightly either. You need to distract yourself. You can't always count on the community to be making phone calls with you. Distract yourself. Watch something you like. Listen to music you like. If you're Annabelle, listen to your dollar on repeat and know how angelic her voice is. And get that to hype you up. She's chasing her dreams. Well, so should you, right? And then, so we're gonna call this here. This is top sales. So top sales producers out. These are replacing your bottom line. So fire fast here, hire slow, and that's it, guys. So we're gonna let Larry get it in. Do you guys have any questions before we let Larry get it in?
Good job, Richie. Didn't Richie do a good job?
That was great. Very
Thank you,
informative.
Richie.
Fantastic.
We appreciate it. Thank
Awesome.
Thank you,
you.
That was
Richie.
fire, Richie.
Thanks, Rich.
Fire.
I
Good.
can,
Thank you.
literally now turn off Zoom and he can just take over the call for the rest of the year.
Johnny, you better be
He's
careful.
not-
No, we want your presence.
Johnny,
got this.
Johnny's got it too easy now.
No.
But you guys get it. Like, you guys see how I'm building this, correct? And then I get Carolyn out. So now you see that's like a village going on. Like, I can literally don't have to be here right now. And this is by understanding that the company is going to grow as long as I bring people with me. And Richie wasn't like that. This is probably his 5th time going to How to Make Millions. He came and fixed the whole deck himself. He eliminated a couple of things like that. He had to train on this. Yeah, I seen him get coaching for public speaking. By the way, I seen Richie literally be on stage and not even saying one word and just being stuck. Like being stuck where he's like, and there's nothing going on, but it's part of the training. And this is all I seen his whole evolution happening. And then I'll see for you guys. I'm telling you, like, you guys may say, oh my God, Richie, not that he didn't do a great job, but I seen this from him. And there's more stuff that he has, but it all comes down from training.
Richie had a loss for words. I paid him big money to see that.
He even got fancy with the Zoom. Look, he's even more fancier than I am. He even put himself as a little bubble.
Yeah, that was cool.
John, shout out to my boy John from Vegas, because he's apparently the Zoom master, and I was seeing some other things. I'm like, oh, this is how you do it. I was playing with it. I'm like, oh wow, that's cool.
But you see, there's stuff that he does. I'm pretty sure he's going to implement. I really don't care. I just want to get the content out for you guys, and I just want to turn the Zoom on and let's get on and make calls. Look, even Larry, he changed his background. Now he says, who got my money? But you see how now even Larry's getting, because he's hanging around with me, he's like, okay, who has my money now? Like, that's what's going to happen. And then he's going to become a millionaire. And I'm like, okay, great. Let's be a billionaire now. But Larry, let's role play, man. What do you want to role play?
I want to call it expired. I want to call it expired, who's been expired for at least about 30 days. My intention is to start with a cash offer and ask for a plan B if they don't get what's their plan B if they don't get the property sold.
All right. How long has expired been expired?
30 days. They've been expired 30 days.
Oh, they're fresh off the boat then, huh?
Yeah.
All right. I'll be the expired then. Hit me up.
Ariana's got her hand up.
Ari? Oh, you want to go with Ari? Okay, Ari.
or whoever, it doesn't matter. Anybody can get it.
You
All
guys,
right.
I don't care who it is.
Yes,
Took
I'm
your
ready.
time.
I'm ready.
All right, ring, ring.
Hello.
Hey, this is Larry Hughes. The reason for my call, I was wondering, are you still accepting cash offers for your property at 1234 Main Street?
No, we don't have it for sale anymore.
Yeah, I saw that. And am I speaking to Ariana?
Yes.
Yeah, I saw that, Ariana. It expired like 30 days ago. To be sure I'm not wasting your time, if I were to get you a cash offer for that property within the next 7 days, would you be still willing to sell it?
What's the cash offer number?
Well, I saw you had it listed for 750. Are you still looking for 750?
No, I want 900 now.
You want 900. Can you tell me more about that?
Yeah, we saw the other properties are selling for more, so we want 900.
Congratulations. So you actually saw houses selling in your neighborhood near you for 900?
Yes.
Okay, great, great, great. Can you have some listing that you can share with me of those properties? I would love to take a look to see that those sales comps.
Yeah, I don't have the exact address, but 2 blocks from here, from where I live, I saw
Mhm.
a property that sold for 900, and also 3 streets away, also another one sell for 890.
Wow, so that's pretty close. And those properties are similar to yours.
Yes, they look pretty similar. I haven't seen them from inside, but I mean, with same bedrooms and same bathrooms.
Okay, can you tell me a little bit more about your property?
Yes, well, actually, mine has a bigger lot than them. So
Mhm.
that's why I said, maybe the price was not right. So mine is 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, and
Mhm.
it has a 14,000 square footage lot.
Wow, that's a great lot. That's people can plant some trees in that lot and have a good farm in there, right?
Yes.
Right, right. And have you done any repairs lately on your property or
Uh,
updates?
yes, the bathrooms are updated. The kitchens are updated. I mean, the kitchen is updated. The bathrooms, and we painted, and everything is working.
That sounds like a great property. Let me ask you a question. What's causing you to sell this property?
This property, we have it as a rental, so we don't want to be dealing with tenants anymore.
Okay, great, great. Well, leads me to my next question. Is the property vacant right now, or is it actually tenant occupied?
No, it has tenants.
It has tenants. Okay, will you be asking vacating the tenants, or you want to sell the property with the tenants included?
Well, that will depend on the price you offer.
Okay, so if we can get your property sold for a good price, you will remove the tenants.
Yes, if your offer is 900 and you don't want the tenants there, I can have the property vacant.
Okay, tell me a little bit more about that. Are your tenants aware that you want to sell the property, or are they going to be a problem getting them out?
They know that we have plans to sell the property, but since we were not selling it anymore, we don't continue to. We just told them that was out of, right now we are not selling. That's why.
So you told them you put that on hold, but if you were to sell the property, they understand that they have to move,
Yes.
and they're in agreement with that.
Yes.
Okay, great. So the reason why I ask that, because a lot of times that's not the case, and it's a problem getting the tenants out. So it's a rental. You want to deal with tenants anymore? These tenants, have they been paying rent? Is that the reason why you don't want to deal with tenants anymore?
Well, they are family, and with family you don't make business because they sometimes, they pay always, but sometimes, we have some issues regarding that.
So they're family.
Yeah.
Okay, and they pay on time, and they think they can get away with it because they're family. They lean on
Yeah.
that family connection.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. And okay, and okay, they're family. Okay, and then how many people are in the property?
It's just 3 adults and 3 kids.
Okay, and are you planning on buying some other property when you sell this property?
Well, we were planning on putting our money into an investment, but not a real estate.
Not a real estate. Okay, well, I got some thoughts on that as well. But let me ask you, so did this tenant problem you have with your family, how important is it for you to get rid of this property and no longer have this interject with your family? How important is that to you on a scale of 1 to 10?
Well, we just don't want to be dealing with that anymore. So that will be definitely a 9 at least.
Okay, and I heard you say we. Is it only you making this decision, or do you have a significant other that's making this decision as well?
It has to be my husband and myself.
Okay, great, great. So I called you and I didn't fully introduce myself. I told you my name, but I'm a real estate and mortgage broker as well. And so I would like to give you some options on how I can get this property sold for you. And you gave me some great ammunition in talking about the comps that you saw around the corner from you. If I can meet with you and your husband and show you just how I can list this property and get you the 900,000 in a timely manner, would you be willing to meet with me today at 5 o'clock?
But you're bringing the cash offer, right? 900?
Well, that is a possibility. But if the cash offer doesn't work for you, what's your plan B?
Well, I mean, the other property sold for, that price, and they have a smaller lot. So I want 900.
Okay, great, great. And I want to get you that 900, Ariana. So can we meet today, me and you and your husband, today at 5 o'clock? I can bring a cash offer, but again, it may not work for you, but I can also show you other ways in which I can get you that $900,000.
Well, I will need to talk with my husband because, we decided not to sell it, and if you don't bring a cash offer for 900, I mean, he's gonna say it's gonna be the same thing as last time.
Wow, I truly understand. And when you say the same thing as last time, what was the problem last time? Did you get any offers at all?
We did get offers, but they were not on the price that we were asking, so that's why we didn't sell.
Okay, okay. So I don't know exactly what your other agent did, but I can definitely show you what I can do for you to get that property sold for that 900,000. I would just need like 15, 20 minutes tops of you and your husband's time. If you like, we can get your husband on a phone call right now and set the meeting for today at 5 or whatever time works for you.
Well, he's not here right now, and I need to talk to him and see if he's willing to meet with you.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair. But again, you want to get this property sold, right? You want to stop this family interruption or family feud with your in-laws on not paying you the rent, right? You want to get this property sold. Am I reading you correctly?
Yes, that's correct. But I need to talk with him and see if he will be willing to meet with you.
Okay. Okay. So when should I call you back? Or would you like to introduce me on a text message right now and like a group text and see what's the best time?
Well, let me talk to him, and you can call me back today, maybe at 5.
Call you today at 5. Okay. So it won't be a maybe, it'll be a definite. I'm writing it down in my calendar, and I wrote down some other things that you said, things that you said, how you want to get this property sold because you don't like having this, having this in-law or this family dispute on rent and stuff like that. I know how stressful that can be. So I will call you today at 5 o'clock to get this, to help, to see if we can meet today with you and your husband.
Okay.
So 5 o'clock again. So what I'm going to do, Ariana, is I'm going to text you my digital business card. I know I called you from my business line, so I'm going to text you from my personal cell number, my digital business card, and my contact information. Matter of fact, I'm going to text it to you right now. Are you getting it right now?
Let me see. Yes, I just got it.
Okay, so you put a face to this beautiful voice. I know I don't look as good as my voice sounds, but now you put a face to it. that's my number. So I'll be calling you from that number. So if you can lock that in, so at 5 o'clock on the dot, I'm going to call you so we can get this property sold for you in a timely manner. Is that okay?
Okay,
All right. Thank you. I'll talk to you soon. Talk to you at 5 o'clock.
thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
I love that you use that line. Like you're probably beginning to learn.
Really
What
good.
line? What line was that?
Yeah, no, that one towards the end, I put a face to this beautiful voice. Like another one you can say, do you hear that? Do you hear those angels? Oh, wait, no, that's just my voice. So you're finally going to be able to put a face to this angelic voice. You go with that.
Mhm.
They made you feel.
Good. I actually used yesterday I make a call to expire and that was the conversation I was having with her. So that's why I used the same one. But yeah, really good. Thank you, Larry, for sharing. And yeah, it made me feel that he was listening to everything that I was saying and also answering all the questions and made me feel comfortable.
Thank you.
Okay.
Anybody else? I need it. Bring it to me.
Yeah, well, the one thing, and this is for all you guys, that like if somebody tells me they're renting a property out because of family, like I would even ask her right now, I say, okay, is it your family or is it your husband's family
I
that you're
thought
renting
that
it out
too.
to?
See, yeah.
Is it your family or your husband's family? Because like you might feel a little bit different about your husband's family. How long has this been going on? And then I would start to talk about the pain. And sometimes I'll say it's just like, so help me understand. You guys bought that house. When you guys bought that house, why'd you buy that house? Was it to make money, or was it to make money and be able to retire sooner, or was it to be taken advantage of and do favors for people?
Mm.
And they might say, oh shit, well that's my family, and they might say, oh no, but seriously, why did you do that? Because and when you go to buy your next property, that's why a lot of people say, hey, don't rent out to your family. And I get you're being a great person, Ari, and you guys are helping out your family, but would you do this again in the future? Because like if I were to represent you in however you want to go about it, I'm going to make sure the reason you got into real estate was to make passive income, right? So when we go on this next step, or we sell this house and you buy another investment property and you're able to get out of the situation, we're going to make sure we're charging, what market value is for rent. Because also right now, like that's the other thing with a fact find it would have been your family. I get you're helping them out. How much are you charging them? And right now, would you say, I'm not assuming, would you say that you've been helping them out, doing them a favor, and all you're getting in return is you're being taken advantage of? So it's just like, and it's different for everybody. However, still at the end of the day, I don't really care who it is. It's just like, that's why when you decide to become a property owner or a landlord, you didn't do it to help all your friends out. You did it so you can make $10, $20, or $30,000 a month, or $100,000 a month, depending on how many properties you want. So you have to get them back into focus why they bought the property, and let's not do this again. And also, I'm going to help you get out of this situation, and because so far you haven't been strong. I'll be strong for you, and you might not say, but you could say that depending on how the relationship's going, right?
Yeah.
But I think you were doing a good job listening. I think you could have got to the pain faster, and even with when he said the family, that's why I wanted to use that example, because it's like, so they're selling because they don't want to deal with the family anymore. However, the thing is, it's just like, what's the root cause of all of this is the question you have to be asking yourself. The symptom is the tenants aren't paying the money, but the root cause is they bought this property to make money, and then now they decided to do their family a favor, and now they're being taken advantage of. Like, so the other question I might ask is, hey, when you get done selling this property and I get you that 900,000 or more, are you going to be buying another investment property, or do you think you're done investing for now? And I would shut up and say, okay, great. I would love to help you on the next try. And this is what life is. We live and we learn. I'm not saying anything that's not true. Everything I'm saying is true. And they would say, hey, you went to help out your cousins, whatever. And we're going to make sure, this next rental, because now I'm creating another opportunity. And instead of just saying, hey, Ari, you and your husband were helping your family out, and now you should probably stay away from investing. It's just like, no, you were doing it with the wrong support circle, and that's exactly why I'm calling you. I'm going to show you other options when we do get this property sold of what you can do. Because what was your other motivation? I was in and out of my room. What was the other motivation for why you were selling, Ari?
Yeah, it was because I wanted to invest in another, no, in real estate, another invest.
So to do another, did you get that, Larry?
Yeah, I did. I said I told her I had some other ideas on that as well, but we'll
Yeah.
talk about that, later. That's something I said along those
Okay.
lines.
So when she told you have another property, why didn't you ask her for the address?
No, she didn't say another property. She just
Another
said,
investment.
No, she said, I want a 50 now.
or not.
You told them, oh, great. What properties are you seeing that are a 50? She goes, oh, this property. This
Right.
one
She said she didn't have the address right now. Right. She said
okay,
around the corner.
where is it located at? Can
Yeah.
you tell me exactly? Because that's why you have the next screen open. I'm right here, literally down the street where you are right now.
Yeah.
Looking at every home. This is by the way, I booked a lot of appointments like that. I'm looking at Zillow right now. I'm looking at 2 houses literally down the street where you're at. It's literally, I'm walking, I'm doing the whole virtual walk. Which home is this? The one with the wiki? And they're like, no, further down. I'm like, okay, is it here? Oh, further down. I'm like, this one. They're like, yes, that one. Okay, great. I'm pulling it up right now. I'm
Yeah.
looking at that property right now. So you're telling me you have the white picket fence and you have the Infinity, or what's it called, the granite top? By the way, that property is a flip. It's a fixer-up. I'm looking at research. Is that the one you're talking about? And the conversation goes into that. Because she says she saw something at that 800, whatever price she said.
Yeah. So I could have went in that because it's expired. It's expired for a reason, meaning that no one said I want to purchase. Now, if I'm digging more deeper into it, it's a tenant occupied. Tenants don't normally keep the property up, right? And
Yeah,
when are you going to fix up a property according to seller's expectations when you have tenants in it?
But that's part of the agreement. I agree with you. I can get you a 50. And the second one, when you told her, well, maybe I'm gonna take an offer you're not gonna like. Why would you set her up already? You told her, I'm gonna take you an offer that you're not gonna like, and that's when she's like, well, what's the whole point of meeting then? I am giving you 800. That's the importance I was telling Jonathan yesterday. Have you ever submitted a cash offer? Because I am gonna give you 800. But in the offer is upon inspection. So when I get there, I will give you the 800 you're asking for, but I'm gonna have to look at the property because I don't know right now if it has a brand new roof or not. Let me ask you.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look.
And second of all, that offer that I'm gonna give you might not even work for my buyer. But before we get into me submitting all the paperwork, how did you come up with a 800, 850? Oh, that's when she told you, my neighbors. Great. Now my conversation, it's going to be going that way. As a matter of fact, because sometimes like your property is actually better than that one. If we do list it, I can get you more than 850. Forget the cash offer. I'd rather help you sell this property at 850. Because the one you're telling me right now, you're actually in a bigger lot, a better home. And then you can drive that conversation. Now you can get the listing.
So John, the cash offer is always going to be less than listing it on the property?
Not always. Not always, because if you have an investor, if you have somebody,
a real buyer, like
if you have a real buyer, there's a cash buyer. Like my last Indian guys, they were cash and they pay full price.
Well, yeah, you're right. Because
now we're just assuming. Now we're just assuming.
Yeah, because right now I have to make those calls for Menifee. Right. I have actually a cash buyer who sold a property in Inglewood, and he needs to buy he wants to buy a property in Menifee, and he's actually a cash buyer, and he's going to buy full price.
Yeah,
It's
see,
not. It's for him to live, not an investment.
that's why we can't be
So
assuming.
you're not gonna look on the MLS?
I am, yes.
Oh, okay.
But I'm doing more than just looking on the MLS. Because there's not right now. There's nothing that he likes on the MLS. He's starting to look at new builds. So he gave me the parameters: 5 years and less build, and he wants to buy in Menifee. So he gave me some property examples that he wants, and so now